Hey guys, welcome back to the Brigade podcast, episode 78. My name's Mike, and I'm joined here with Sam.
Yo, what up, guys? Sorry for being a bit late on the schedule for the podcast. It's unfortunately the winter season here down and under, and Mike wasn't feeling the best. Yeah, I saw was it sore throat and sneeze.
Sore throat that became sneezing and stayed sneezing. Today is much better, so that's good.
Yep. So if Mike doesn't have the best voice, that's probably why. But let me tell you, it sounds a lot better than it was the last few days.
Yep. I was like dying in the last couple of days, just like my voice would be cracking constantly, and I'd just be coughing constantly, and I need a lot of tea just as well.
Yep, a lot of tea indeed. Yep. So that's probably the highlight for Mike is being sick. But outside of being sick, Mike, how's your week been? Like let's catch us up on some of that.
How's my week been? It's been
Well,
busy
since
with
we
work.
last chatted from the podcast, yep.
I've been sick. We went out to Supanova. We'll talk about that in a bit.
We'll talk about that.
What else? Trying to play some games. Trying to have some fun slash relaxation. But the thing is, it's like being sick and doing that. It's not fun. I barely have any personal leave, or slash sick leave. So it's like trying to save that. Trying to get work done at work. But since I got better. I've been feeling much better today, so I feel like I've been doing more. But yeah, and I've just been playing pool at work as well. So there's that as well.
Oh yeah, pool's mad. Pool's
Pool's
always
mad.
good. Yeah, for me, same old, same old. We're just like be busy during the work season. However, some good news. If you guys haven't noticed, like from our last video, that I got a computer. So congratulations to me
Laptop.
on picking that up. I got a cool HP man. Yeah, I mean it's cool. It's really cool. I haven't been using it too much, but the good thing you guys all need to know is that means the content that I was recording previously is come back. So you might see some more Bowser Inside Story. So that's really exciting because I've been on and off with that series because of the old computer that I had was really, really, really bad. But I've got a new and improved HP man. You know what? Every time I say man, I'm thinking of like that creep. Like man.
Nah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because
You know what I mean?
it's HBO man.
No, I know, but it reminds me of
that.
that like parody song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That like, what's it called? The Minecraft creeper song.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. I don't know what the I'll link in the description. But yeah, so and this thing's a beast. Let me just tell you that this thing's so much stronger than my old computer. So that's some good news. Another good news is that the Nintendo Switch 2. So that means you will see more Switch content on the channel, especially when Switch 2 games come out.
Yes, sir.
Because like it looks a lot better, and I think it should run a way better. So a new computer with a Switch 2 will runs way better than an old computer with
Switch.
just a Switch. Yeah. So it's gonna look a lot better. Let me tell you, it's just gonna be better. Like overall better experience for you guys, the viewers. You know what I mean? Just don't know when those are happening because I'm still configuring a few things on the computer end. So yeah, but we will be getting there. So hopefully sooner rather than later.
Hopefully, yeah.
And if you guys have been enjoying our Pokemon series, Pokemon packs, that's still ongoing. We still got so much packs that we haven't opened.
Yeah.
From where we went last time. I forgot what it was called.
the TCG
The TCG
I don't
show.
remember.
Yep, shout out to them. And we will talk about Supernova in a bit, but we picked up some more Pokemon to open. So there's a plenty of Pokemon to go around. So all of you guys who love Pokemon, we've also got other cards as well, but we'll leave that for another special.
Yeah,
I don't know, a special day maybe.
it's called Trading Card Show Australia. There you go.
Trading Card Show Australia. Yep, thank you for them.
Yeah.
They do have another show coming up. We don't know if we're going to be there. Unsure if we're going, but just because money is, money is at this stage a finite resource.
Yep.
So until we stock back up, then we will go. And then there's another event coming up before that, and which will spend money, which is
SmashCon.
SmashCon. So yeah, but like I'm saying, we still got plenty of Pokemon. So like, I think it's like we're planning. I think 5 more Pokemon videos. I think.
So. Something like that, yeah. 4 or 5, something like that. I can't remember.
We'll probably go grab more, So like, don't worry. We don't have a set schedule for those, so those are just whenever we feel like it. Maybe we'll have one in, I don't know, whenever this gets uploaded. Who knows? But it's gonna be there.
Eventually.
So eventually, yep. Outside of that, for me, I don't know. I haven't been doing too much. Like I said, work's been crazy. Like work's been really, really crazy. Because we're trying to wrap up the end of the financial year.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I think that's the same for you. What?
Yeah, I mean, we're really close. But our work, because it's like an international business, it just kind of works more so off the headquarters financial year more. So
No, I get that. But for what I mean is that, right? It's like your because obviously I'm not talking about like your international. So you've probably got like a domestic side that has. I don't know how your business works. Don't just listen to me. But for me, let me tell you, right? Everyone's trying to rush in, like, for budgeting, because each team has their own budget, and we're trying to use up that money to complete certain things before the end of financial year, before we start the next budget. That's how in my company goes. So everything's been tight.
For us, it's more like negotiating if we can even use a budget. When we use this budget, depends how much you're gonna use. This much. We'll think about it.
And we're going to use it on Pokemon cards. It's worthwhile the investment. Yeah. And then like all I've been doing is just playing some video games, trying to catch up on video games and anime, because there's a lot of really good anime that I want to catch up on. If you're interested in what I'm watching, I'm currently in the middle of second season of 100 Girlfriends, so that's what I'm currently watching.
Yeah.
Other than that, dude, do you know what's wild?
What?
I thought when I watched that show, I'd be jealous of the boyfriend, but now I'm jealous of the girlfriends. It pisses me off.
What do you mean by you're jealous of the girlfriends?
No, because the guy's the perfect boyfriend, right? So I'm like, damn, I wish I had this perfect person in my life. You know what I mean? Whereas at the start, I would have been like jealous because like I'm like, oh my god, I really love her so much. But now it's like, damn, I wish I had this perfect person, with me. You know what I mean?
That's funny. Isn't the whole premise of the show that like God never gave him one, and then he's like, "Oh, I put 0 next to your name. I put 100 or something."
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. He was watching a show and he rated it out of 100, and then he put 100 instead of 1
Ah,
in the
okay.
box. Which I sat there and I'm like, well, if you're gonna put 1 anyway, right? Why don't you just print out the number 1 on all the papers? Why do you have to manually write it?
God does stuff in mysterious ways.
Yeah, but like I said, like I'm being serious, right? At the start, you're jealous of him because, like, damn, he's got all these people that love. But then you're like, no, you're jealous of them. He's the perfect person. But I digress. Just for me, we've also been playing some video games. Yeah, that's pretty much about it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the most exciting thing that happened to us. Um, Supernova. We went to
Supanova.
Supernova. Last Saturday, as of recording.
Yeah, it was last
Uh,
Saturday actually. Yeah.
it's already been a few days. Like time flies so fast. You
It
see,
does until you're
we were
working.
supposed to, yeah, we were supposed to have this video recorded on the Sunday, but then you ended up getting, you weren't feeling too
Worse.
well, and like you obviously for the viewers, we want the perfect voice. Listen to this pristine voice, you know. We want like our voice to like sound like sweet honey to the ears. So
Yeah, because like
we
what?
decided to delay it until Mike his voice healed.
Ew. So what? Like Thursday, my throat was not feeling well, and then Saturday it was starting to get a bit better on my throat, and then Sunday I started sneezing, and that carried on to Monday, and then Tuesday, and then now I'm feeling better, much better. So it's like yeah, but
Yep.
yeah, yeah. This was meant
All
to
right.
be recorded much earlier.
Enough of Mike's worries. Let's talk about Supernova. This is our first time attending Supernova, and we only had the day pass, so we did not attend for the whole weekend. It was a weekend event, but we attended one day.
Yeah.
Uh, let's talk about. Like, you know what? How about we do this? Because okay, uh,
What?
Supernova. I'm just gonna give you a brief description. Is like a pop culture event. If you guys don't know,
Yes, pop forward to a
similar
convention.
to similar to Comic Con, but it looked like it was on a bigger scale.
It's weird because it's Oz Comic Con's called Oz Comic Con, and then Supernova's called Supernova Oz Comic Con. So I don't know. It's a weird name conventions. I'm not gonna lie. But so
Let me
it's
tell you,
best.
I enjoyed. I like look. I'm not saying I didn't enjoy Oz Comic Con. I just enjoyed Supernova way more than Oz Comic Con.
I still think Oz Comic Con's the. I want to say worst one, but it was yeah, it was technically the worst one. It was the
Well,
least impressive. It was just kind
well,
of
look for me,
disappointing.
okay. For me, yeah. When you say like the word like Comic Con, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Let me have it easy. When it, okay, I'm gonna break it down to you. So we've been to like lots of things, yeah.
yeah,
But let me. I'm going to Smash Anime Convention. It's all like majority of it is gonna be anime.
yes.
I'm going to TCG. What's it called? Australia Card Trading, whatever it's called.
Trading card, sure, yeah,
Yeah, Trading Card Show Australia. It's all Trading Card Show, right?
yeah,
So I'm going to Comic Con, right? And then like the comics are the most expensive things, yeah. So like, you know what I mean? So it's like I don't get any like if I'm going to someone who's purchasing, obviously it's purchasing, right? I didn't buy anything comic related. You know what I mean? I wanted to buy like the like Spider Man. You know, like your friendly neighborhood Spider Man it was from Marvel's a comic before it became like uh what
what
it is now,
movies?
right?
Yeah,
What'd you say? Sorry.
it's like what
Yeah, because
movies?
before it came movies and all that stuff, right? Um,
Yeah,
I thought maybe we'd get like some Spider Man stuff. I didn't get any single Spider Man thing because it was the most expensive thing on the planet.
yeah. That's a big problem with Oz Comic Con. Too much money to spend on comic stuff.
Right, and then like I sit there, so I ended up in this weird bit where I just bought everything but comics. So you know what I mean. Now, obviously, maybe the panels would have been like more comic related. I don't know. And then, but the problem was that all the signing and all like the comic like cast members you have to pay extra for, right?
Yeah, but also
Yeah, so there was
Supernova did the same thing. So
right, and obviously Smash does the same thing with their ones. But what I'm trying to say is like,
and they're
so
all stupidly expensive. By the
everything was
way,
so expensive. So like, I couldn't like. So it felt for me, yeah.
yeah.
If you're gonna go like that, right? Like it felt like I don't know how to explain it. It just felt like a mash of everything, but like the one thing that I wanted was like way out of my hands reach. You know what I mean?
So you're basically saying the selling point of it couldn't really be sold to you.
Well, it's like, can you imagine this? Like, if you're going across Comic Con, like, dude, I'm pretty sure you could have made like, you know what I mean, like a whole bunch of like cheaper as comic related items. You know what I mean?
Oh, definitely, they probably could have. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I know. You could have made like comic themed areas, right? Like, dude, all I saw was like Star Wars theme, a lot of Star Wars theme. I sat there, I'm like, Star Wars. Like, I don't think Star Wars was a comic. You know what I mean?
Oh, they had. I think it started off as comics technically, and then or it kind
Maybe.
of
Okay.
did, or I could be wrong, but I believe it. What I think it is, it started off as movies, then it branched out into comics as they were making the movies, and it was kind of
Okay.
like that. And then Disney
Yeah.
took over.
Yeah. But what I'm trying to say is, okay, like, right. But okay, let me hear with this. Yeah, dude, I can go to like the toy section in like any store that we have here, right? And I can easily find like Spider-Man action figures for like $10, $15, $20. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You couldn't stock those in the Comic Con. You couldn't have like a section where I could just have a look at like some action figures. You know what I mean? Do you get
I
what I'm
remember.
saying?
I remember that one was one thing in Comic Con that was like there's like really cheap comics, but they were very like what do you call it, out there comics.
Well, yeah, like
Yeah,
it's but sit there. I'm like, I want to read Spider-Man. You know what I mean? I want to read Batman. Like these are the ones I want to read. These are the ones I know. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. So, but like, I don't know. That's why, like, for me, it felt weird. Whereas, like, for example, Supernova, right? Supernova. It was like Supernova pop culture, right? So I knew I was going to go to a mix of whatever the current pop culture is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
from there you can just get whatever you want.
Right. And this is from a buying experience. So, like, I completely could have been completely different from what I'm saying. Is that if you go for the panels or if you're going to do some different things, right?
Yeah,
Because obviously, me hit me up like the cosplays in both Supernova and like Comic Con, I think nailed it.
like the like people cosplaying or
Yeah,
more
people
so.
cosplaying, people
Yeah,
cosplaying, people
no,
cosplay.
yeah,
Like I'm talking about both events, they nailed it. Like that was like perfect. You know what I mean? Because you had a like, because I saw in both events like people dressed up as some comic book heroes and then a whole bunch of other stuff as well.
true. Yeah,
So as I'm saying, it depends on what you're going for. Obviously, I'm going as a buyer because I like to buy stuff, right? But then like I sat there and then like I ended up buying like the same stuff I would have bought at like Smash Anime. You know what I mean?
I mean, well, because that interests you, so you
That
weren't
is
inclined to
true, but
buy
like that
it.
would, but like yeah, but like to be fair, like if the comic stuff was cheaper, I would have like bought the comic stuff and be like, I'm gonna save that anime stuff for like Smash at that time in the Comic Con.
Yeah, oh
All
well.
right then, like enough talk about Comic Con. Let's move on to Supernova. Let's talk about like the pros. Let's talk about pros, cons, and then just our overall thoughts. Let's go with that.
Okay. Pros or Supernova?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Like, um, again, this is another comparison to Comic Con. I'm glad it's when we went, it was in two buildings. It needed to be, I think.
Yeah. No, I like
They're like,
that as well.
yeah, Comic Con was all in one building. It's too cramped, but like it's at the same place. So like, I'm
I
always gonna try to make direct comparison. You know what I
I
mean?
still think it was still very cramped for what it was though. Even with the two
No,
buildings, it
like
was way too cramped.
no. I agree. I agree with the cramp, but like I think that's just because like how many people attended, right?
Yeah, of course.
Right, but what I'm saying is like I feel like if they did it the same way, like you put like the artist alley in that same section, would have destroyed. I think it would have been a terrible decision.
No, that would have been. I mean, it would not have enough space. That's why they separated it. And yeah, but it's still too cramped. That's why I like. That's why I like Smash and stuff. Is I like the ICC because it's like just way bigger. There's so much more space. But I do prefer to them splitting it because like I mean some people are going to mainly spend time in one of the two buildings compared to the other, so people can just stay there for the majority and then go to the other one for a
I
bit.
mean,
I
it
guess.
depends on what you want, right? It depends on what you want, right?
Yeah.
Like to be fair, there was three buildings, right? Building number one is like panels. Building number two was all for artist alley, and building number three were actual stores.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess so.
So if you wanted to do whatever you wanted to do, so if you wanted to support, like if you wanted to go for panels, you go for panels. If you wanted to support like local artists, you go to support local artists. If you wanted to go like actual stores, you can go actual stores. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was cool. That was cool. Let me see another pro which I really liked. Was the fact that like they had a variety of food. That like every
Oh,
convention we've been to prior to this one. Yeah, what happened?
I think that's really good actually. I
Yeah,
prefer
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Well, well, I mean, like to be fair, right?
Yeah.
Because it's in multiple buildings and like they had an area where it's like it's like a street, but it's like for the convention, right?
Yeah, it's just basically. I was gonna say footpath, but it's basically just this a stretch from the like the buildings
Stretch
in
between the
between.
three
Yeah.
buildings. Right, but like I'm saying, is when we go to Smash, it's one giant building, right? Where they're gonna put the food trucks. You know what I mean?
No, I
Because
can't.
basically, the food trucks, if they do put food trucks, that's not part of the convention. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because here it's like there's no like in where the convention Sydney Showgrounds is like literally nowhere to go. Like if you want to get food, you'd have to go far. So they've got food trucks, put it
No, but
outside,
on top of food trucks, there's
and the
there's
cafes
like
inside.
there's cafes inside. I'm not saying like Smash. There's obviously there's cafes in the ICC when we went, right, and there was also cafes inside like when we went to uh Comic Con, right.
Yeah,
But what I'm trying to say is that like what I'm trying to say is because you had this stretch of land, you could put like the food trucks.
yeah, true. And then you have like also space to chillax, and I guess close place to take photos.
Well, I mean, you have that in Smash as well. Upstairs, you can go upstairs and just take photos on the roof. But what I mean is like
That's
you
way
can't have
more
food truck.
inconvenient.
What's that?
That's way more inconvenient. Like just in
Well, no,
personal opinion.
I
Yeah,
agree with you. That's more inconvenient, but like some people really like the view from the rooftop. You know what I mean? You have the viewing background of your cosplay, and a lot of people like to the veranda, which another one that we saw. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
But what I mean is that like if like for example, if Smash was to hire food trucks, right?
Right.
I mean, why would they? There's plenty of food in the city anyway. But like, if you were to hire food trucks, you'd actually have to step outside of the venue, and then to get back in is a pain.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool. We got a variety of different foods. You can just pick out your own food you want, which helps a lot, you know.
I got
Bec-
Domino's.
I got a burger from Big Fat Burger. Uh,
No, but I like that because it's like it's more, but it's also more. What do you call it? It's more with the culture. It's more what the people like, kind of stuff. It's
no,
like,
100%, hundred
hey,
percent.
you all decent. It's all in the Aussie culture, the Aussie thingo. Go have some. You're like, oh, like let's be honest. I'm more
Yeah,
inclined to
well, it's
have
like,
that than to go to a cafe and then have whatever they have.
well, let's just be honest, right? Cafeteria, like whatever cafeteria food in conventions, always like a terrible.
Oh yeah.
Because like majority is
Yeah.
and well, okay, other than the
Well,
fact that when we went
I'm
on
not.
Comic Con, right? Wait,
It
wait,
could be
wait,
also
let me check.
bland and stuff.
When we went to Comic Con, right? It's like the line was long to get any food. I still remember that
Yeah.
because everyone's trying to get food from that same one spot.
They also had the bar as well, which was really random.
Yeah, and then like in here that they split it because there's so many food trucks, right? Especially since like here in Australia, like food trucks are popping up more and more. So like you know what I mean? That's cool supporting our local businesses, right?
Yeah, they're like way more commonplace now than they used to be. Like at least like the last like 4 or 5 years, they've been way more commonplace than they were like prior to then.
100%, 100%. But what I mean is like whenever you go to these how do you say it? Like what's it called?
Events,
Cafeteria. The cafeteria inside like these conventions, right? Pretty much the only thing that people end up buying is hot chips.
hot chips or a drink,
Yeah, that's it. Like
because it's the
you're not
safest
buying like a
option.
full meal.
Like it literally takes the
100%,
safest.
100%. It's the safest option, dude. I'm telling you now. Like as Smash outside of their maid cafe that they have, like they have to book ahead, right? I'm gonna tell you
Oh
now.
my god, I
It's
forgot
gonna
about
be the
that.
cafeteria, and then there's going to be like a few candy stands.
Or the cookie stand that always exists.
Well, the cookie
That's
stand is never
always.
in Smash. It's always in Comic Con and Supernova.
Oh, was
The,
there
co-
anything
the
else?
Yeah, there was the cookie and lemonade.
No, but wasn't it not in Smash?
Not the times I went. Maybe it was last time, but I completely avoided it. But the last few times before I ever went to other conventions outside of
Oh
Smash,
wait, it
yeah,
was probably I'm probably thinking of the other one.
Comic Con.
The
What other one?
the one that has like a cat mascot. I don't remember which one that's called now. Like the artist one. Or just Artist Alley basically.
Fair enough.
Do you remember what it's called?
I don't remember what it's called.
The one we went in January and October, I believe.
Oh yeah, those. Yeah, yep.
I was
That's
thinking of
right.
that.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, even that cookie store was. I think it's ass because the cookies break A so easily and B it's like you're in a crowded area,
Well,
just sitting down, and then also just go all over your hands because they're all like almost
to
dusty.
be
And I'm
fair,
like, what the heck is this?
the lemonade goes so hard for some reason.
I have to average buy lemonade. I won't even buy the cookie.
Yeah, I mean, you've never had their lemonade? I always end up getting the lemonade.
No, I never did. Because I'm like, well, I am here for food. Cookie
Yeah,
will have
so
to
like yeah, but
suffice.
the lemonade is really good. Uh
And also the cookies are way too big. Like, bro, make it like half the size so it's actually like it
you know,
won't break and
apparently
you can eat it.
you can get like broken cookies, just a box of broken cookies, which is perfect.
Is it? Because it becomes like here's my problem. The problem when it breaks is like it's just like smaller pieces. I'm trying to grab it. I'm on the ground. I'm probably already like hot. I'm trying to grab bits of small cookies just to eat them.
Well, see, I think that's our problem. We end up getting cookies when we're tired. I think you just get them at the start and you walk around just holding the cookies and you eat it as you walk around. That might be the option. You know what I mean? But
But
then who
then
would
you'd have to
do
wash
that?
them.
Like yeah, like
You wash your
what did you
hands
say, sir?
if you want to buy anything. You have to wash
Exactly,
your
exactly.
hands.
If you want to buy anything or you want to do anything, you have to wash your hands. And like, what you end up in the middle of the convention and the toilet's all the way on the opposite side.
Yep, that's happened before.
Okay, the other thing I really liked with Supernova was Nintendo. They decided to put Nintendo Switch 2.
Yeah, they're like Nintendo and some what Nintendo Rocket League, Street Fighter, and something else I believe from top of my head.
Yeah, I know, but like, I mean, like, I'm just talking about what the people can play. I think those were like esports scene.
I don't know. Street Fighter was just like playing. Rocket League, I think, was the
Oh, no,
esports
Rocket
thing.
League was the esports scene. Yeah, but like Street Fighter, yep. But we didn't play, but they had Donkey Kong and they had Mario Kart World. Well, I mean, the reason we didn't play is because
It was
A, the
taking
line
way
was
too
long,
long.
and then B, like we were in a group of 4, right? And then like I don't think all 4 of us were gonna hop on one Switch, right? So
No,
we probably would end up like so it would have been pointless. Like if you go solo, I think that would have been perfect. You go test it out and you know what I mean?
I mean it makes sense because otherwise, like you know how the Switch Two had all this testing stuff.
Yeah.
They never had one in Sydney. It was all just in Melbourne. So if you wanted to test it, this is the only time you could technically test it without paying
Right,
for it.
right. But I mean, we have the Switch too. We just don't have Mario Kart World.
Yeah.
Uh, because like we don't play Mario Kart that often unless friends are over. But so 8 is good enough to play.
Yeah, if need be.
But like Donkey Kong World, like Donkey Kong not World, Donkey Kong like Bananza would have been cool to play, right? But like I said, we're with a group of people. I'm not gonna sit there, line up, and then like make other people wait on me to play this game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, unless everyone else wanted to walk around, you know what I mean? Like and then on top of that, because like I said, it's not like a group thing where like you sit there, like you know what I mean.
Yeah, and my thing is also it's like
But it's
ha-
cool to have. Yeah, go ahead.
it's cool to have. The thing is, it's like how long would you like? For instance, like there's so many people wanting to do it. How long would it take to actually like wait in line, and then how long do you actually get to play it?
Well, see. We don't know. Like, I didn't like. Maybe there was a sign in front. I didn't see anything, right? But I'm
I
saying
don't
maybe
see
there
it
was
either.
that said, or like, yeah.
Because it's like
I don't know.
I mean, we didn't have all the time in the world, so we kind of were going through a bit quick some stuff. But it's like it's just I don't know. I don't feel like it was like if you had the weekend pass, I feel like you'd spend a day doing whatever you want to look at, and then this next day playing games you wanted to.
Well, see, I think if you have the weekend pass, right?
Yeah,
I think, I think, because like, see, in my opinion, if you do, I think if in my opinion, if you want you want to get the weekend pass if you want to do a lot of paneling. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that too. But then wouldn't that
Like,
come with the panel pass you buy?
no, no, like there are panels for free. The only thing that costs money is like getting stuff signed and stuff like that,
Ah, okay.
lining up to signed. Right, but what I'm saying is like, for example, like every year I go to Smash, I always end up watching the Hololive panel at the end because that's the one thing I'm interested in, right?
Hmm.
I mean, there was one year that I wanted to go and watch the Trash Taste, but we're in a group again, and then I don't like it. Like it was other people's first time at Smash, so we didn't end up going to do the Trash Taste.
Wasn't it also like very early that one? It was like
No,
way
they kept
over.
saying it over the announcement that they have space, they have space, they have space. But because like it was their first time, and like I don't want to, like, you know what I mean,
Hmm.
go waste an hour like on that, you know what I mean. And they only had the 1 day pass, right? So, in my opinion, if you do panels, right, and you didn't have time to look at all the stuff, because you can, for example, you can panel like these are the panels I want to go to, because there might be panels day one that don't occur on day two, or panels day two that don't occur day one. That's why you get the weekend pass. And then when you attend the panels, that takes up a lot of time, right?
Yeah.
And then you probably can budget the Nintendo stuff as well, right? And then during the times that you don't have panels, you're going around exploring. But that means I reckon you need 2 whole days. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. If you're gonna
I
do
reckon.
that, then yeah. But
Right, yeah. But there's a lot of people who probably do that. You know what I mean? Because like,
I mean,
I don't know.
was there? I mean, we were there. We barely saw anyone going through the weekend pass line.
No, no.
Those,
I'm
those
sorry. I'm talking about. There's probably a lot of people that go for the panels,
maybe
not
yeah.
for the. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Depends on the
Because
panel, to be
like I said,
honest.
because like for me, I sit there, right? Let's be honest. There are people who go to these conventions just to cosplay, right?
Yeah.
There are people who go there just to like panel, right? You know
Mm.
what I mean? And maybe the panels they liked all on day one, so they just buy day one pass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true. Could be.
Because you get to see the schedule way before like you go there.
Yeah. It's not like the vast majority of people. Most people just dare to do their own thing.
Right, exactly. Because like I said, I have a friend who does cosplay. Right? He said the only times you can cosplay, yeah,
But
are
during.
during conventions.
Oh yeah, because other than that, it's Halloween.
What? Sorry.
Other than that, it's basically just Halloween.
It's either that or like you cosplay and just post photos on social media. But if you want to show your
Oh yeah.
cosplay to the world and to go take photos with people, it would be these conventions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, would be.
Yeah. Anyway,
Other
the
than
other
that,
thing is that
Halloween.
yeah, okay, and then there's the no, because we don't celebrate Halloween that very strongly here in Australia.
Oh yeah, true, but unlike other places they do, I
Yeah,
guess.
but like again, the other thing with panels, like maybe one of the panels features your favorite YouTuber, and you want to go see that person.
I guess. I mean, I'd be like, why are you here? But I guess.
It is what it is, fam. Let's okay. I want to talk about like, in my opinion, like, is there any more pros you want to talk about?
I'm thinking. Brain's working slowly. What else is there?
I'm gonna hit you with the first. I'm gonna hit you with like a couple cons, in my opinion.
I don't think I can think of anything off the top of my head right
Okay,
now.
the first con, and every single time to go to a convention that does this, right?
Hmm.
Like I always find it a con, right?
All right.
The wristband.
Do do do.
I don't like it.
And I don't like it either. It's either that or something
Well,
around your neck.
no, okay, it's no, okay. The different. I'm gonna give you talk about the next thing in a bit. Yeah. So the wristband, I don't like it. Right.
Yeah.
Um.
They don't check it
A the
anyways.
Okay. Well, the wristband or like this. Do you know some places they do the stamp on your hand?
That's worse. That's the
I think
worst.
that's worst.
That
Just because
takes
like if it
days
goes
to
away,
get off.
you're pretty what? Well, no. If it like because for mine nearly went away that one time I went to that place.
Don't do it.
Yeah, which was really bad because they asked, like, I would have shown them just a blue line instead of like the name.
That's so dumb.
Okay, but okay. I'm gonna tell you why I don't like these. Of course, the wristband, A, it's annoying to put on, and B, it gets stuck to like your skin, and we've got hair
Yeah.
in our skin. So,
So it's
but
basically the waxing session.
for me, it's like what's annoying is what I don't like is that like once you use it, it's gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a waste basically.
Well, because I sit there, okay, like for example, we go to Smash and they give us the thing on our necks, right?
Yeah, what are they called? The cards.
The necklace. Oh, okay, the card.
Yeah, don't know what it's called.
Oh, I think that's cool because like, like for example, I put it in my room and I look at this like I went to that. You know what I mean? You know what? It's like free. It's kind of like merch, but like it's kind of like like something for memorabilia. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's basically as much. It's just like, yeah,
Well,
you've
yeah,
been
because
here.
like if you want merch outside like all these other places, you'd have to buy a shirt, or you have to
Yeah,
buy like something that has. It's like bro, like you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I get what you mean.
So it's like that is like um because like I've got no memorabilia from Comic Con. You know what I mean? I've got
Yeah, because
nothing from like yeah. Go ahead.
I was gonna say because the comics were too expensive.
Well, no. I meant like something free they gave us, right?
Yeah, you'd have to pay for
It
that.
says the word Comic Con on it, or like what year I went. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So I've got nothing that says like 2020 or was it 2024
Oscar
Comic Con.
Con. Yeah.
Yeah. Like yeah, I could have bought a shirt, but I was like, what? I don't want a shirt that says. You know what I mean?
No, I get you.
Yeah. Whereas like for example, yeah, Supernova like. Well, they did have shirts, but I'm not gonna get a shirt. Like, I didn't like any of the designs. Did you see the shirt designs?
Briefly, what didn't one of them have like a male character and the other had like a female character? And then there was like
That's
a
pretty much
blank
it.
shirt, yeah.
No, that's it. That was it. Yeah, it's like, bruh. You know what I mean?
I was just like, I looked at them, it looked kind of basic, but the price was probably going to be
Yeah.
exorbitant.
Right. Like for example, like when I went to Smash last year, they had like the collaboration. Like what? So for example, I went to Hatsune Miku's concert last year. Yeah, I ended up ordering a shirt that has a picture of Miku. It's like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? And it
Yeah.
also has like whatever it's called, Miku, and then like what year I went. That's cool. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
went to Smash last year. I ended up getting like a full Moko jacket and shirt that says like Smash, but that's in collaboration with like a creator. That's cool. You know what I mean? I'd pay money for that. You know what I mean? Same a couple years back, I ended up buying like a beige shirt, Huckus beige shirt that shows like her and like it says Smash on it. You know what I mean? Like these are all cool because it's in collaboration with something.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, like okay, I get that. You don't want to compare, but like make them at least like kind of cool. You know what I mean? If you're gonna sell shirts, but if you're not gonna give us anything for, you know what I mean?
They want you to pay. Give us your money. Yeah, 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 yeah.
It's like, all right, they gave us a wristband that had like a scan to for a chance to win a jackpot. It's like, bro, like,
Oh, it wasn't even a jackpot. It was basically a jackpot, but it was for like, you know how you go on all those websites like to buy stuff and they have their own like, it's like imagine like going to like trading in value for like imagine going to EB Games and you have a PlayStation. And they're like, oh, we'll trade in for
oh,
EB
you mean
points.
their currency, like, as
He
in
was.
their
It's like yeah, it's basically like
like
that.
their token. Okay.
That's
Oh
what
my
from
god.
what I understood. That's what it was like, and I was like, oh, that's a bit weird. And then you have to log in. And I'm like, this looks shady. And I just left it. But
Yeah, so that's for me a con. Like, I like. Okay, let me hear
you know
this.
what's no,
Do you
you know what's
remember when?
even funnier?
Go ahead.
Sorry,
Go ahead.
I
Go ahead.
remember on Comic Con they actually did the thingo for us, like the
Oh,
wristband.
they
They just
put
gave
it
it
on
to
our.
us.
They
So there
literally
you
gave it
go.
to us. Like,
I'm like, okay, well, I guess I'll do it myself.
hey, bro, come here with this. Has anyone like put on like the hand strap but not on their hand?
Where else are you gonna put it?
Like on your leg. With the funniest thing.
Sorry, where is your strap? Oh yeah, sorry. Let me just like get my leg up real quick. Here it is. Like you'd have to like put your leg in the. You'd either have to be sitting down or like stand up, put your like leg, whichever one it is, in like a direction so they can at least see, and they look at you like, "What are you doing?"
When no one else looked at it when we went in. Like even when we went out of the place and went back in, they never
No,
looked at
they
our
never looked
wristband.
at it because I was wearing like a
That's what I'm saying.
very
That was
thick
like so
jacket.
weird. Whereas one time like I went to Smash and like I had a jacket on top of my like collar like they had, right?
Yeah,
One of the staff members told me, "Oh, just in case, like put it above your jacket."
because that makes sense.
Yeah, because they're like just so people can see.
Yeah, but they
I
didn't
was like, yeah.
care.
But this one they didn't care. Like, dude, you couldn't even see my wristband because I was wearing a jacket, a jumper. Like it was cold. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Like, cause I had a thick jacket. Initially, I was like pushing it to make sure it was there. And I just gave up because I realized like when I left the building and went into another building, no one checked, so I just get stopped and no one
No,
cared.
we went. Okay, no, listen to this. We went outside, yeah, like of the actual place, not like outside of the building where like we're still inside the actual place. We were outside the place. We had to like we had to go in back through the entrance. Remember that?
Yeah.
So, but we didn't show them or anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they didn't know to like go that way. The entrance
Yeah.
is that way.
So I mean, imagine if you didn't have any, you just walked in. You could have went in.
You could've. They just look at you like, oh, you look like one of them going. You look like you belong here. Enter, please.
I don't know what to say. Um,
I mean,
my
I feel
other,
like
I'm gonna hit you with. Okay, you go ahead.
I feel like if you rocked up like a couple hours later and didn't even buy a ticket, would they just let you in?
That's what I'm saying. There's a chance that would happen.
Hey, I'm just re-entering real quick. Oh, good. That'd be funny.
Okay,
I don't
I'm
recommend
gonna.
people to do that, but
No,
yeah, it'd
no,
be
no.
funny.
Definitely, we don't advise doing that. Well, we don't advise at all doing that.
Just
You
funny.
know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna hit with this, right?
Yeah.
I didn't like the fact that like the merchandise and information like section was in the middle of the building. Why?
Yeah, because they had like a thing at the front, but didn't really do much to it.
Yeah, but then like no, they had like three things at the front. Maybe if there was one when you entrance, and then they said go to the other spot, and you went there, and then they said go to the other spot. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
So they just had stuff, but the actual place of information and all that stuff was in the middle, smack down in the middle. Why?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. You know, the one time when I went to Znash, they had that like their event was one of the booths, but and it took forever for me to find it because I ordered the shirt and then like I had to pick it up, but it's like at booth 52, and I had to search all over for booth 52. And then the next time they gave up on that and they just put it at the front counter, and I was like, yes, it's so much better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's probably like they realized like people did not like it. So like, all right, let's just
Well, I'm
yeah,
gonna hit with this. It's not just not liking it. It's like
inconvenient.
that's a spot that another booth could have used. Someone
True.
else could have took that booth. You already handled the front desk. You know what I mean? It's like why would you handle the front desk? And the front desk is huge, by the way,
Yeah, once
right?
the booth is
Even
tiny.
Comic Con, like what was saying? Sorry.
I was like, once the booth is quite small compared to
Yeah,
like yeah,
exactly. Why would you handle like the front desk was like a huge spot you could have handled, and then like yeah, let's just take a tiny ass booth. Where someone else could have sold their own thing in that booth. You know what I mean? Same with like what's it called? How do you Supanova, right? They could have had like you saw the entryway, right? They had plenty of space
no, they
to just
did.
put what they needed. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They could have just done that. Like there was unnecessary to put it in the middle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean they could have. They had quite a big just I guess like a hallway corridor kind of thing.
You didn't need
Yeah,
that big. You know what I mean? It was like unnecessary. I don't know. I've got no idea what was the decision behind that.
no,
So you're saying that if I needed to
yeah,
go and like information, I had to go to the middle.
yeah, and you have to be in the right building. Yeah,
That too, like, come on, fam. It's like that too, because like, wait, that means technically they could have just hosted it outside. They could have just built it, like, put the thing outside as well. You know what I mean?
they could have. I don't know, bro.
I mean, technically they did. Like, did you know? Did you not see like the counter over there? There was one counter, but then they told you just to go back inside.
Yeah, it's like yeah, there's like a little area out front. Then there's like yeah, just go there, and you get to the one
Yeah,
inside. Oh
so,
yeah,
so
just
the
go here.
area
Whatever.
outside apparently it's like to ask questions, and then they all they do is tell you to go there.
Very
I don't
helpful.
know.
Lead the way. Yeah, go that way. Blind leading the blind on that one.
Any other cons? If not, before going to final thoughts or anything you want to discuss?
Um, Cons. Um,
Dude, cons could be like small or like
I'm trying to
big.
think of something. Like, I'm not. I can't think of one top of my head, and I'm just
Okay,
too brain dead.
final thoughts. Final thoughts then. Final thoughts before we move on to.
I really enjoyed it. It was quite nice, and I liked how everything was like it's in two different buildings, so technically you have more space, and you actually have some like outside area to walk around. You also have food and chill there. Um, yeah, it was nice. It was a good day. The weather was good at least, especially during winter. Um,
Yeah, I genuinely agree with you.
it's overall good, but it's like I don't know how to express it because it's great. I mean, it's like it's similar to Comic Con, but better in every way. At least that's what I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree with you. I agree with you on that.
I think I might like it better as well than the Artist Alley ones.
Well,
Those
the
ones.
uh, for
At least
me,
personally.
the well, no, I like the Artist Alley one just because. Well, I like the Artist Alley for a different reason than I like these events.
Right.
Just because, like, like it gives time for the artist to completely shine, right? And on top of that, like from what I heard, because I know a friend in like the artist positions or whatever, right? That a lot of artists that apply to get into here, like all the well-known artists, only get through.
Oh yeah, of course.
So the smaller artists never get through to like Smash or Comic Con or Supernova. You know what I mean? A lot of them just got put on the like waiting list and to see if like someone drops out. You know what I mean?
Sure. I mean, because the thing is, let's be honest, business is business at the end of the day.
Correct,
So
correct. So like that's why I like seeing the artists because you see a lot of different like stuff. You know what I mean? Like different people. Do you get what I'm saying? Because the artist alley is like the whole ICC. Like, because from what I understand, the artist alley when we went to last time was like about 400 plus booths.
jeez, it's
You
quite a
know
lot.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas when we go to the like Smash and all that stuff, I think it's about only about like 100 to 100 200 booths or even less. I don't know. It looks packed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know about Comic Con. I think like, well, I think Comic Con artist like would again not as big as the artist alley. You know, we want to. But hey, it's all like we go there. We always go there just for the fun. Like it's a good experience. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah, I know. But obviously, I also rate it higher than artist alley. But like, it's for different reasons. You know what I mean?
Alright.
Um,
I think it's just
I'm
because there's more variety. It help itself a lot.
correct. Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think in Smash this year is going to be a Nintendo section? I think there's going to be a Nintendo section.
Wasn't there something similar one of these?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think one of these there was like for the My Hero game, and there was one for the Animal Crossing game.
Yeah, I would be surprised then.
Yep. Okay, cool. That's it for Supernova. While we're on the same topic for Nintendo, let's just dive into Nintendo's direct on Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Bananza.
Bro, this game looks so much better than I thought it would be. Than the first trailer showed it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I wasn't expecting to have as many features as they showed off for it to have, if that makes sense.
Bro, this game should have been the $100 game or whatever the price game that they put up.
Oh
No,
yeah,
$100,
like the
$100 Australian. I'm talking about.
yeah.
In American, it'll be $80. This should have been the $80 game.
This game
The fact that
looks.
this, yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say this game looks way more feature packed compared to the other game for one, but I'm wondering it's just because that game, multiple people can buy it, even though you have the sharing system. But I don't know. I think this game should technically be worth more, but I'm happy it isn't because it looks more
Yeah,
worth
like
it.
obviously as a consumer, we are so happy that it's not the price it is. You know what I mean?
Also, not priced high.
But But I reckon this should have been a day one release. I reckon this game could have been a day one release.
Yeah, that's why I was confused when they originally showed it off. And like, oh, it comes out a month later. I'm like, why is it not a day one release? This game could like make you so much money.
Dude, I reckon that the Switch should have had 3 day one releases. It should have been this. It should have been right.
What?
Mario Kart World.
Yeah.
Just because they want to show off, like, new Mario Kart, and Mario Kart's a franchise name, right? Donkey Kong because it looks incredible, yeah. And the third one, I reckon, should have been, Metroid Prime.
Okay. When does Metroid Prime even come out?
And the reason why I say Metroid Prime is because I saw Metroid Prime, and you play it with the new mouse movement. So like, if you wanted to show off a feature, that could have been like, yo, buy this game to check out a new mouth feature, because it's kind of get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because you've got the mouse feature on Switch, but like, I don't see any games using it at this stage. I don't know if Donkey Kong uses it. I don't think they showed that off. But from what I know, the Metroid Prime uses it as you know what I mean?
Yeah, you can use it for aiming. I mean, didn't they also have it? They had also had a Supernova. You played Metroid,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
they did. They did. Yes, that's how I knew. I was wondering how the hell did I knew that Metroid Prime. Yeah, okay. So like, if they have a Supernova, that means it's probably in its final stages. Like, it's probably going to be released soon.
What? I was gonna
But
say,
yeah.
I was trying to search up its release date. I don't think it even has one yet.
Okay.
It just says the schedule's
Yeah.
released this year. That's it.
Okay. But I would have, if I had Nintendo, I would release those three in the same time.
Yeah, it makes more sense to have like. I mean, look, it gives you 3 different games you can play from. One that is
Yep.
one is a racing, family friendly racing game. Family friendly
Yep.
heavy quotations. One is an action adventure game, like more so on like teamwork and like
Correct.
thingo majigo exploration.
Yep.
And then the third one is more of a action adventure sci-fi, and it has
Well, see,
more
because this is what
sci-fi
I'm seeing there. I'm
elements.
seeing there, like, PlayStation comes out and it's got like the PlayStation Astro, whatever it's got, for free on the PlayStation, right?
Yeah,
But that game's supposed to showcase every single feature of the PlayStation, right? Nintendo comes out with their it's like thing that you could buy every single attachment in the universe fully optimum use. You know what I
yeah.
mean? With complete waste of money. But what I'm trying to say is, like, I sat there and I'm like, well, if you wanted to showcase all your stuff, right? Mario Kart World showcases like your multiplayer servers and your, like, you know what I mean? And then Donkey Kong would showcase more of like your single player stuff. And then like Metroid showcases the mouse control movement, you know what I mean? You have all three there. You could have just you know what I'm saying?
Cool.
I don't know. But I think the decision behind Nintendo is, if you think about this for a sec, right? You have Mario Kart World. 1 month later
Yeah,
you have Donkey Kong, right?
yeah.
Then you have in the next months you've got Metroid if it comes out, and then you've got Pokemon coming out. That's like a mad timeline
That
if you think
would
about it.
be. Wait, that sounds too. That sounds like really smart. Actually, wait, what?
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's a mad
So,
timeline. So instead of releasing all three games at the same time, and then like you have this long stretch before Pokemon comes out, you like drip fed it. You know what I mean?
so currently in June,
Yep.
that's when the Switch came out. July, we're gonna
Yep.
have
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong. We have August and September before, because Pokemon releases midway through October. So
Well, you've got
you
Donkey
have
Kong. And you have like
those.
the upgrade for like Mario Party coming out. You have the upgrade for Kirby coming out. So there's more
Oh yeah,
content there.
when does those come out?
Yeah, so you got those, and you got Metroid Prime. So that comes out before. If that comes out before, Pokemon, that's like a mad timeline. Think about this for a sec. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that sounds actually really interesting.
If because we don't know Metroid's release date. Remember that. There's like a
Yeah,
huge if. We don't know Metroid's release date, but like, uh, if you think about it, because Mario Party upgrade.
ooh, does Pokemon not even have a release date yet?
Okay, the Mario Party upgrade. I don't even know when it's supposed to come out. Sorry, just doing some quick research on the fly.
It just says pre-order or add to wish list for the Kirby Forgotten Land.
July is the Mario Party one.
Oh, so it also comes out in July. Interesting.
So okay, you get basically, because like Mario Party, I think, is a big deal. If it's a new board, like everyone's gonna be playing their new board. You know what I mean? And the new board's a
Yeah.
lot of content if you think about it. You know what I mean?
No, it is. It
Uh,
is. But then it also uses the new camera and other
I
stuff.
don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. But anyway, you kind of get what I'm saying. So the problem is that
Yeah.
I don't know when the um how do you like? Well, I don't know when. Okay, you got
Oh,
August.
wait,
August.
wait. I found
Kirby's
it
one's
for
August.
Kirby's August. Yeah,
August. So okay, like I said, you said we're in like June, right?
June,
Was a Switch. Then July is like Donkey
Donkey
Kong
Kong,
plus
and
plus
Mario
Mario
Party.
Mary. July, August is Kirby, and if we say
September is Metroid.
September is Metroid,
And
then it
October
goes into October.
is Pokemon.
That's a mad timeline.
And then if
That's actually. You
and
go
if
ahead.
they people, I mean, look, a lot of been hearing this, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's true because I mean, like, it's been a couple years since the
Yeah,
last
yeah,
one.
yeah.
If we do get another Animal Crossing game, that could be
Bro,
like end of this
yeah.
year, start of next
Well,
year,
I
kind
mean,
of thing.
like, let's be honest. Remember we're still waiting on some Switch games that still haven't came out.
Yeah,
Remember the
Tamagotchi Life,
Tomodachi Life? We still got that. Anyway, I'm just going to quickly. Let's go back to into
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong. Dude, what a hectic looking game.
Yeah. I am surprised they revealed Pauline. Like, just like, yeah. By the way, this rock. Yeah, you saw in the last trailer. Yeah, now it's Pauline.
Dude, the fact that that clearly indicates that it might be like a prequel to Mario Odyssey is crazy.
Crazy.
Because like New Donk City, like she named it after like Donkey
Donkey
Kong,
Kong.
and because the adventure she went on, that's kind of mad.
And it would make
That's
sense
cool.
because she sings in. I mean, even though she's the mayor of New Donk City, like I mean, the most memorable song from the game is the song she sings from Mario Odyssey, and then she's a singer in this game, like a young
Yeah.
star. So it's like, huh, very interesting. But yeah, they showed off like what enemies. They showed off like
They showed some of the
abilities.
powers. They showed off, yeah.
You have
So
like a
we'll link
skill
down.
tree as well.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, we'll link it down below as well, just so you guys know. Yep, go ahead, keep going.
So you have skill tree. You have a photo mode because every Nintendo game has a photo mode. You
Yeah,
have
they're addicted to
like
photo mode. Yeah.
super banana powers, which you can turn like either into a super ape, a super zebra, and a super like flying thing. I can't remember like exactly what the animal
Dude,
was,
we've
but
got
yeah,
Donkey Kong becoming basically Superman before GTA 6 comes out.
yeah.
It's wild.
Donkey Kong becoming a Super Saiyan before. Jesus.
It is
But
wild.
yeah, and then you're there basically collecting those golden
Dude,
bananas.
Donkey Kong and like sorry, Diddy Kong and like is there as well.
Diddy Kong and who else? Cranky Kong was there. The
Yeah, dude,
Rhino.
there like there's like
Um, the other Kong I can't remember her name to be honest. But yeah. But yeah, you can do like so many cool things. You can break the environments indestructible. You could use different types of material to break different types of things. So that's interesting.
yep.
Pauline helps you because you know she has singing powers, and she can help you track stuff, I believe. And then if
Dude,
you play
what a
two
what a
players,
weird ass game.
she
Like,
can attack as well.
it's so weird that we live in a world where like the first Donkey Kong game was about kidnapping Pauline, and now we're back, but like we're friends.
You know what
Like that is
people were memeing in the comments like, imagine the last word is you saving Pauline from a plumber.
that'd be
that
wild. That'd actually be wild, bro.
yeah. And also, isn't like the main villains like also apes, like Kongs or gorillas, or you wanna call them?
Dude, I don't know. All I know is this game is gonna be so good.
They also have interesting ideas, like you can use rocks, surf off rocks. You can use them to slide around. The movement system really reminds me of like Odyssey, but it's on like look. People were saying it's you're just stronger and better, but
And this game's gonna
also
look clean on the Nintendo Switch too. It's gonna look
yeah,
so good
of
graphically.
course,
Yeah.
outfits come back from Mario Odyssey. You have like you have these little areas where you can chillax and stuff, and also to teleport, you have these teleportation eels that just take you from place to place, which is like a really interesting concept for like teleportation. You got the maps from Odyssey because Odyssey had these brochures, but you have now like these cool looking maps and then 3D,
Yep.
so it look funky.
Okay.
And yeah,
Your verdict. Your verdict. Right. Your verdict on this game.
this game looks lit. I really liked Mario Odyssey when I played it.
I
This
never
game is
played
gonna be
Mario Odyssey,
interesting.
but all I heard was great things about one of the top games of for the Nintendo Switch 2 was Mario Odyssey.
If this game has the same quality, which honestly, for just looking at it, kind of does, to be honest. But if it has that same quality, this game will be like a classic for the Switch too. Like, yeah, it's gonna
Yes, I
be
agree. I 100% agree with everything you just said. Yes.
because people still play Mario Odyssey, people still speedrun that game, people just like love that game, and I feel like this game will be just that, but it has more going for it, like indestructible environments. You have skill trees, you have like special abilities. Because the thing that made Mario Odyssey like interesting is you can take control of any enemy, but also I tried doing this. At one point I was really good at it, but the jumping mechanics in that game were really fleshed out really good.
Yeah,
But
exactly. Yes, I've
I
seen the
also
people to do
expect that
like
in
all the
here.
tricks.
Yeah, I expect that with this as well. Just it to be
Yep.
like really fleshed out really well.
Yeah.
So yeah. Um, one con. I didn't see what's his name, the guy from the movie voicing on.
Bro, Seth
What's his
Rogen.
name? Seth Rogen. I was
Oh
gonna say
my
Chris
goodness.
Pratt, but yeah, Seth Rogen. Didn't see Seth Rogen voicing it. Nah, but alright, this game looks lit, and I'm happy it's cheaper compared to Mario Kart World. To be honest,
Dude, here in Australia, it's like $100 Mario Kart World.
yeah, this game's gonna be like 90 probably.
Yeah.
I mean, bro, it's still cheaper than some games like Doom, The
Hundred
Dark
percent,
World,
hundred
whatever
percent,
it's Dark
100.
Ages. Is that what it's called? It's like 119.
Bro,
I
I 100% agree with you. I 100% agree with you.
too much money. Yeah, but if you want more in depth look at the trailer. There's cool music, there's cool singing moments, there's cool action pack scenes. I say trailer, it's a direct. It's like an 18, 19 minute direct. It goes for how.
Yep.
Look, that's not a long direct at all, but they go
That's
through
not that
quite a
long,
lot.
but it goes through so much.
Yeah,
Yep. Okay, let's end that. Obviously, let's talk about you know what? Let's talk about like another gaming section that
in
happened.
the gaming section. Yeah,
Genshin Impact. Um,
Genshin Impact.
they had their update with the release of Skirk, which we both were lucky to end up getting the character. Uh,
I wish I got on my first summon, but no, Chi Chi was there.
I'm sorry, why did you say it like that?
Because it would have been good if I
Okay,
got on the first summon.
but more importantly, we got to talk about the thing that happened the most that a lot of people were happy for was the replacement voice of Paimon. I mean, Kitching also had a replacement voice, but it's the replacement voice of Paimon.
Yeah, you have to hear it constantly.
Basically, this person who voices Paimon is not a good person in
Or
real
the
life.
old voice actor, I guess.
The old voice actor. So they replaced her.
Yeah.
And let's be fair, frank, I'm so glad. Like, to be honest, Paimon's voice acting was the worst voice acting in the whole game. English voice acting.
I mean, some
Uh,
NPCs may top them, but yeah.
yeah,
Like,
like no, but
overall.
like for NPCs, you might hear them like say one line, but then like hours and hours and hours, you'll never hear
Yeah,
them
you
again,
can't.
right? But you have Paimon every single time. Bro, when I pause the game on the PlayStation, right, you
My
can still hear her speak.
Tiara!
You can still hear her speak. Like, oh
I
my goodness.
I need to test out Paimon on fishing, because Paimon on fishing, for some reason in English,
Is the
ill
worst, bro.
dependent of how low or how high you have the volume, it's turned up 500 decibels, and she's basically screaming to you. You're like,
Yeah,
stop,
so
please.
look, we can both agree that this is a good thing in terms of
Yes.
like sound wise, and um, in terms of like good PR, you know, because you got rid of
Yeah.
a terrible person.
I think
Um,
the new one has some areas to improve, but
no,
I
it obviously is
mean,
improved because it sounds like it's the first voice acting gig, 100%. I heard.
yeah, I mean, well,
Uh,
like the other one had like 4 years, this one had like weeks probably at
well,
max.
see, there's a point. Like, we don't know prior experience because, like, you know what I mean. I don't know if this person's done voice acting, but
But even
remember,
regardless of that,
regardless, right?
imagine like one
Like,
update has one person that's been voicing it for years, and then next it's just like somebody just started. Like
well, okay,
it's
remember this as
so
well,
noticeable.
right? Like, let's say you have prior voice actors, right, voicing different things, yeah.
Yeah,
depending on the character they voice, they might have to do a different voice. So it's like the character, let's say I voice for game A. Let's say I'm playing game A is the one I have to voice, right?
Yeah.
And then the voice director's like, you have to make a low voice. So I'm voicing like a really low. And then game two, I'm voicing it. The guy's like, I want you to do a very high pitch. So I start speaking high. Two completely different things. So I
True.
sound like two completely different. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm way better at voicing low, way better at voicing high. Maybe I'm voicing my natural voice is it. Maybe like you're voicing like an antagonist, so you have to your voice has to like speak like, you know what I mean? Like completely different to voicing an NPC. Completely different. You kind of get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So every work is completely different. Even though yes, you'll use because I remember I was watching I was watching on YouTube like some guy talk about voice acting
Yeah.
and how like this person always did bubbly voice characters, like all these cheerful, uplifting characters, and they are voiced as this ruthless killer. As one of the like, they got a ruthless killer voice. It's like, how the hell
What?
did I get that? They applied for the MC, by the way, of this game, and they got the villain.
About. I mean, did it work
Yeah,
out?
so it worked out. I don't remember what game it was because this is a very old video, but it worked out, and this person voice sounded incredible. But they said that the voice director like told them your range was the reason why I wanted you for the villain role, and then they got help with like a voice coach and someone else, and they were able to perfect it. But that did not happen overnight. They said I had to do so many reshoots. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, understandable.
I wish I could find that video. Maybe I'll show you that video, but I can't. I don't remember. It's been like what 2-3 years since I've watched that video. But it's
Oh
this
jeez.
this like what we're talking about now remind me of that video. But do you know what I'm saying? So like, see what I mean? This person had like years and years experience of bubbly characters, and it's like, you know what I mean, as like a villain. For like the other thing is like, it's the same as acting. You know, like people like Chris Pratt acts as like a hero in so much things. You don't see him as a villain.
Why'd you have
Imagine
to
you
bring
told me
him
Chris
up?
Pratt was a villain, bro. I had to pick Chris Pratt.
I mean, he'd be too. Chris Pratt. He's like he. Even though he actually hero half the time, he's actually like a dingus
Well,
basically.
no, when I say
So
hero, I
yeah,
mean like he's the MC. Like he's the MC of like what's it called, Guardians of the Galaxy.
basically.
Like he's the MC in so many other ones. You know what I mean?
Oh, he acts mainly as
Yeah,
as an
yeah.
MC or
Like
like
remember
a
we watched
protagonist.
Jurassic Park and he was the protagonist.
Yeah, basically.
Mm. Never thought I'd see him as a protagonist of Jurassic Park. I went to see that movie. I didn't even know he was in the movie.
I think that was the second one they were doing, by the way. Second or third one. So it was like he already had prior experience in
Well,
the
to
other
be
ones.
fair, the reason why I didn't know was I never watched trailers, and I think we were meant to watch because me and you were there. We were meant to watch the Minions, and then like they sold out, so we picked Jurassic Park.
Oh, okay. I generally don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that was the exact reason. Because then the next weekend we went to watch the Minions again.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Um,
Anyway, basically, what we're trying to say is like, right? Look, I want to talk about because obviously these voice actors that came out and they say they want their job back. Um, they're not getting their job back
wow.
because like everything you say is public, bro. Like, what's it called? You know what
You
I
can't
mean?
scrub that
Like,
off the internet.
exactly. And let me ask you this: like, if I get fired from my job, like, there's no way I'm like gonna talk shit all that stuff on the internet. You know what I mean? Because then I know I'm never gonna get rehired.
Yeah. You do that
Anyway, you know
privately.
what I'm saying? You do that privately. I sit there, I vent to the wall, and I'm like, yep, that's it, over. And I go find my next job.
Hmm.
Whereas these guys are venting online. You're never going to get a job anymore.
You won't be able to.
Yeah, so, but yeah, so like, and then like I said, like these people think they're like in a position of privilege. No, you're not, bro. Anywhere in any company, if you don't work, you're going to get fired. Or, they're going to quietly like tap you on the shoulders, like voluntary retirement. Or like in the next layoff, your name's on that list.
Yeah, something like that.
Yep. But anyway, I'm glad that we got a new voice actor for Paimon. Because she sounds like a proper, like, fairy that flies as your companion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean look, they said in one of the quests she sounded way better than the other. We've yet to play the other, the one where she sounds way better. So,
Yeah, that's
we'll
what I
see.
heard the audience say. I haven't even played the original quest. But, I was playing earlier. She sounds decent. You know what I mean? But, like, I'm saying, like, it's supposed to sound like a fairy, right? Not some whiny crybaby, like, on the side of the MC.
Oh yeah, I mean that's how they ended up wanting her, I guess, to do it. Be obnoxious
Anyway,
and be a child. Okay.
any your thoughts on this?
Good
Because I think there's gonna be
riddance.
more. I think there's
Bye
gonna be
bye.
more. Well, okay, we'll stay
Don't
updated as we think there's gonna be more people.
don't remove the ones that kind of did it because they didn't know what to do or they were scared
Well,
if they did something.
like Venti's voice actor came back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's gonna be some of them that come back. I can tell you what, the ones that are gonna go is Paimon is already gone, Kiching is already gone, Candice and Sucrose are the ones that are gonna go.
Yeah.
The voice actors.
Most likely.
Yep.
I know. Didn't they remove Garming's one from Honkai Star Rail?
Well, we've got no ID.
I don't want
We
him
don't
going.
know.
I want him to stay.
Well, we don't know why they got rid of him. We don't know. We genuinely don't know. We don't know if his work attitude. We don't know if like he doesn't want the role anymore. Maybe he came up to and was like, I don't want to play this role anymore. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
Or maybe like, cause like it makes like for me, it's like I don't know. I've got no idea because I haven't heard any bad things about him.
I haven't
It was
either,
such
and
a
I really like his voice of the character. And he seems really nice, so keep him.
okay. Let's move on to something else. I want to talk about like here an Australian, like the greatest sporting rivalry in the world. I know we're jumping. It's weird. We're jumping from games to sport. I want to quickly talk about the state of origin that happened.
Rigged.
100%. I think it's rigged too. It happened. Yeah. Queensland ended up winning. I think genuinely think they wanted the decider because the decider like has higher TV ratings than anything else, pretty much. Um.
Wasn't it like
So yeah.
7 penalties to like 0 or something?
Bro, it was like 11-3 at the end of the game, bro. Something along
Oy.
those lines. So that's why I think it was rigged. But like to be fair, in the second half, when you saw that the penalties were level, like New South Wales was clearly better. So and usually the side is always like way more tight. Like I think New South Wales will win, hopefully, because we're born and bred New South Walesmen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I thought that was like because, like I said, once the penalties leveled in the second half, because the second half I think it was like 3-3, because the first half was 0-8. You know what I mean? When it was leveled, New South Wales scoring way more than Queensland.
Yeah,
Because
of
Queensland did
course.
it once, but then like when it was like on the other side, it was like yeah, there was no way.
Also, bruh, like if you see Lomax not kicking the goal, swap him out.
Bro, I
Swap
can't believe
him
it. It
out.
pissed me off, bro. It actually pissed
We
me
have
off.
like 3 or 4 kickers on the
Like
team.
3 other kickers. We lost by 2 points. Was it? Or was it 4? I don't remember. But like.
It was like I think it was like 1 to 2 points. Yeah, it was just that.
Yeah, it's 2 points. It was 2 points. Yeah,
I think it was 26-24.
yeah, but like it was just the kicking. He was missing. Dude, apparently there was like a stat where like even in game 1, like he didn't have like the best
Kicks.
you know what I mean? Yeah, it was by 2 points. He didn't have the best kicking rating. Well, they scored more tries, but they missed the kicks. Bro.
Yeah.
I know we are late to it, but like it's just the way the podcast works. So, in 2 weeks' time, because it's this Wednesday, not next Wednesday. It's 2 week time. It'll be the game day. So hopefully New South Wales can take their revenge, and we can see here, and we can celebrate. We'll sit there.
I don't know how much of that match I'm gonna watch because I have a birthday thing happening that day.
You have a birthday? Okay, I'll celebrate on your
So-
behalf. We'll sit here, and then I'll be like, yo, we won. And
But
then you know what?
But the person who's hosting is like, oh, I'm gonna host it earlier because of the match. And they're like, if you guys want, we can go to like a hotel after to watch it. I'm like, nah, I'm just gonna go straight home.
Dude, do not go to a hotel to watch it. Not because like, it's just because like once it's finished, it's gonna be so late, and then like the last.
Yeah, exactly, that's why I mean.
There
Yeah,
is
I'm
no
like,
way.
yeah,
Yeah. There is no way.
I was like, yeah, going home, doing my shit there, and sleeping. Because it's a Wednesday as well. It's not like it's like a, it's a Wednesday. It's the middle of the week. It's usually do a Wednesday, so it's like,
Yeah, no, it's always a Wednesday for
it's a
Federer.
work day. It is, but then the next day it's like, all right, lads, we're back to work. All right, lads, I had a schooner or two, but work is the next day.
Anyway, hopefully the state of origin period goes, and then we get to the finals, and then hopefully our team with the doggy supporter, hopefully we end up in the grand final, and we'll talk about it on the podcast where we win. Hopefully, I feel like this is our year.
When is it? When does that begin? Like the elimination rounds?
The finals is September.
No, we still have some time.
Yeah, of course we have some time. So that's plenty of time. Uh, before we hop off, I think I already spoke about it. I spoke about like in the beginning about the computer. So, and we did talk about videos, but I want to just talk about a bit more on just the future of the channel.
Oh no, what's happening?
I want to talk about no. Like it's good news. It's good news. So obviously, because on the if you've looked at the past, I don't know how long it's been. I've been at decommission. Probably terrible voice in the podcast because I've been recording via my phone. So now it probably sounds a lot better. I don't know how much better, but probably a lot.
Yeah, it's quite a lot better.
There you go. Number two, it's like you got to see a lot of solo mic videos.
Yes, sir.
Number three, which will continue, Pokemon, that will continue. And number four, we'll see the return of solo Sam videos, so Bowser Inside Story, and other videos. And five, collaboration. There's going to be a lot more collabs. So you've already seen in the last video. I don't know if the last video was a podcast or it must have been
It
the
was
last
the.
Batman.
It was Lego
Please say it was
Batman.
Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lego Batman. So you're going to see more Lego Batman. So that's a great because to be fair, we love the Lego Batman. So
Yeah, we
that
love it.
game's awesome.
I
That
don't
game's
like it when
awesome.
I get copyright strike for a single cutscene. You know, it's not
And
copyright
then number
strike, get
six is
copyrighted.
thank you Nintendo Switch 2 for releasing. So Nintendo games, like I said earlier, it should be a lot better to record. And of course, with the release of Donkey Kong Bonanza, which the raving reviews that Mike said, we will probably end up picking it up. So you might see some Donkey Kong Bonanza on this channel.
Yeah.
I cannot
Also,
promise you that though. Go ahead.
weirdest thing about that game, you can't buy on Switch One, but you can game share it to Switch One. I'm confused how that works.
I don't know.
Is that game just gonna
Anyway,
crash?
go ahead. Anyway, any last words, Mike?
Stay safe. Don't get sick. I mean, most people are not even in the cold. They're probably in summer right now.
Yeah, for you guys in Australia, stay warm, stay indoor. Don't like like after I don't know whatever time, whenever the sun sets, don't wander off at like 10 o'clock.
Yeah, not in the late afternoon. Just stay indoors.
We will I'll post a picture on Twitter with all the stuff we ended up getting. So get excited for if you want to see our haul from Supanova. Other than that, like, subscribe, and watch all our other stuff on YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, cool.
All right then. Peace.
See yous.